Hi everyone, Helen here from Bodywork-Pilates, and today just want to look at a little sequence that we do often in class using the midi squashy ball at the back of the head and into the neck as a release. It's such a lovely sequence, and I know a lot of you have these balls yourselves, so just thought I'd run through this for you in case you were ever in need of a little relaxation. So I've taken myself to my mat. I've got the ball just at the base of my skull moving into my neck, but I still have that little space in my neck, so I haven't completely filled my neck. It's more towards the base of the skull, so where I want to feel most of my weight. So my chin is just naturally softened down. What you don't want to do is put the ball into a position where your head is back and the entire neck is filled. So just positioning the ball so that the chin, as I say, naturally drop down. The shoulders are relaxed, the arms are just relaxed. I've got my knees bent with my knees together into a little TP position, so my feet are apart and my knees together. If it doesn't pull on your back, you might choose to have your legs straight, or maybe even put a bolster behind the knees, whatever works for you. But the lower back should be relaxed as well. And I'm just going to start by putting a little length into my neck. So from here, what I'm going to do is pull my chin into my throat. I'm not making any effort to lift my head. I'm simply drawing my chin down. I like to say that we make more chins than Garfield when we do this. So I'm just pulling my chin down towards my throat as I breathe out, and then releasing it back. And as I bring the head back, I'm ever so slightly sniffing a little higher than normal, as if I was just sniffing something lovely in the air. And then again, as I breathe out, I'm just drawing the chin in, base of the skull draws away from the shoulders. As I breathe in, I release to just a marginally higher position than normal. So breathing out, I draw in. I'm not forcing weight down, I'm just letting my head be naturally heavy. So you get just a slight roll of air in the ball. But it eases the base of the skull away from the shoulders, just opening up some space in the neck without any forcefulness. And it's a little bit like at the end of a massage when your therapist takes their hand sort of hand over hand up the back of your neck. It's a little bit like that. So it's just this lengthening away. Again, not making any effort to lift the head. The head stays naturally heavy, and we just draw the chin to the throat and then release it. Just to a slightly higher than normal position. One more time. And then bringing it back. And this time, just bringing the chin down so that once again, it's naturally slightly dropped. And keeping that slight dropped in position, I'm going to swipe the ball from one side of the base of my skull to the other. I'm still not making any effort to lift the head off the ball. I'm just letting it roll across the base of the skull, around the occiput. Now, sometimes it can feel like the ball's going to slide away from you, particularly if you have long hair or if your hair's quite shiny. And all you need to do is just occasionally adjust it back into position. But the chin, as I say, stays dropped in. You're just slightly casting the gaze down. Noticing perhaps which side feels a little tighter than the other. And then bringing it back to centre. From here, I'm simply going to press my whole head down. So if somebody was just pressing my face down, as I breathe out, I'm going to press my whole head into the ball, and then as I breathe in, simply release it. So this time I am making every effort to be very heavy with the head. As I breathe out, I press the head down into the ball, and then I release. It's one of the reasons why you want a little bit of give in the ball. So when you get your ball, don't blow it up to its maximum. Keep a bit of give in it. So again, as I breathe out, I'm pressing my head down, and then I'm releasing. If I was standing up, it would be as if somebody had hold of my ponytail, was pulling my entire head backwards. So I'm creating a tension of weight and heaviness that I then just naturally release. It's like a little rebound effect. And then releasing it just to normal. Imagining now I've got a pencil or a light on the tip of my nose, and using the tip of my nose, I'm going to make a small circle on the ceiling. So you'll just feel the air rolling around in the ball. And you can start to make that circle a little bit bigger, but don't go mad. And then take it the other way. Drawing the circle with the nose, and then gradually making it smaller and smaller until once more your circle's quite tiny. And then take that into a figure 8. So sweeping the head round into a figure 8, a sort of side-lying figure 8 if you like, an infinity sign. And then take that figure 8, that infinity sign the other way, drawing it around. Feels much more awkward one way than the other. And then bringing it back to centre. And once again, as we did at the very beginning, just allow the head or the chin to draw down deeply into the throat, lengthening that neck again, and then releasing slightly higher than normal, don't go mad. And again, breathing out, no forceful pressure now, just natural weight. And again, just lengthening the back of that neck, easing the base of the skull from the shoulders, keeping the shoulders relaxed. See how many chins you can make. And then bring it back to centre. Just let the weight rest there for a moment, maybe close the eyes for a few breaths. Whatever works for you. And you're going to take the ball away, let the head rest down to the floor, and just appreciate now the sensation of length, of release at the base of the skull, in the neck, even across the shoulders. Head should feel quite heavy. Notice perhaps that the position of the head is somewhat different than it would ordinarily be. But that's just a little sequence that we often do in class to release out tension. Sometimes tension that we don't even know we have in the neck. So, see how you got on with that. Drop me a comment if you have anything to add, and I will speak to you again soon.